Chelsea Football Club holds secret talks with Hujsen, but there are 4 other clubs that do the same thing, and the news leaks today. However, Chelsea 3, Legia 0, Noni HUGE gets a brace, Tariq George gets his first goal for Chelsea Football Club at senior level, Jadon Sancho gets 2 assists, Nkunku misses a penalty, Chelsea keep another clean sheet, the first leg is well and truly dusted, and Chelsea go into the second leg basically being able to rotate everybody. Good job. However, we need to break it down. The good from today's game, the bad, and the downright ugly. But before we get started, if you made it here today, hit that like button. It really helps out. Chelsea got 3 goals. You should be happy. That second half performance was wonderful, even though the first was absolutely boring. But if you are new to this channel, subscribe. We're like less than 250 people away from hitting 40,000, and that is a massive accomplishment for an independent YouTuber. Somebody that basically does this part-time, 1 hour a day, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, and delivers great content for a lot of people to enjoy. So do me that honor, do me that favor. Trust me, you won't regret it. Before we get into the game and we break it down with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, as we do on the Kavkas View, let's talk about Hujsen. So Hujsen is a 19-year-old centre-half that basically Juve let go. It is a huge mistake. It's one of those mistakes that, you know, people will look back on in years to come and say, what the hell were they doing? It's what happens now with Salah and Kevin De Bruyne when people look back at it. They go, how did Chelsea let them go? Well, with Hujsen, Juve is getting that treatment at the moment. He's gone to Bournemouth, and not only has he gone to Bournemouth and absolutely smashed it, all the clubs in the world were basically looking at him. And one of the interesting things for me at this moment in time is, what is going on with the public nature of his transfer? Because he won't be at Bournemouth going forward for a long time. And this is where it gets very interesting. David Ornstein comes out with an exclusive. David Ornstein's exclusive is absolutely a bombshell, because what it does, it basically just highlights how his camp is shopping him out to everybody. Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, Spurs, all had meetings with Hujsen's camp. So this guy is basically getting paraded around. It's like, hey, what's the best offer you got from me? You got 2 goats? Yeah, I'll take 5 sheep. Don't worry, I'll take 2 Bugattis. Hey, 5 restaurants. Hey, don't worry. Whatever you've got, Habibi, I'll take. Don't worry, brother, I'll take whatever you need. Broski, bratucha. He's getting all the offers. All languages are coming his way. But we all know where his heart resides, because no matter what Ornstein says that they want to settle this quickly, Mr. Hujsen has been making it publicly clear. Since the international break, we've just been hearing the same quotes again. This time around, it's about Madrid again. And Fabrizio has said it. It's come out of Fabrizio's mouth, and the quotes are absolutely hilarious. Hujsen said, I got sent a link the other day by a friend. It said me to Real Madrid. They told me to go. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world. Who would want to say no to them? Guys, if whoever gets Hujsen next, it's a rental. You're getting him for 2 to 3 years, unless he falls in love with your culture, unless he falls in love with the club, and unless Real Madrid don't want him, he is going to stay with you. Otherwise, if Madrid want him, he's going. He's going to run to Spain. He'll swim across the British Channel. Next thing you know, he's going to be running through Paris, through France, all the way to España. He will get there, and he will get to Madrid, and he will join them. And that's just the fact of the matter. I think we just need to accept it. Yes, there have been meetings. I don't think Chelsea are going to get him. Whether I want the player or not, I think he's super talented. We ain't going for experience. If we're not going to go for experience, go for one of the best young defenders in the world. Simple as that. Now let's talk about Legia 0, Chelsea 3. I want to talk about the positives, because I'm a positive person. A lot of you say you're a brown envelope, mate. You're always looking for positives. No, I'm just a positive person. I don't like being negative about my Chelsea. I'll call him out when it's needed and wait till we get to the ugly and the bad. I'll call him out. But when I can be positive, I'd rather be positive about my Chelsea. It's as simple as that. First positive, the halftime changes. Enzo Maresca, muy bien, well done, maladies, muito bem. Why do I say that? Well, firstly, we were atrocious in that first half. It was boring. Genuinely, I had 3 things written down. 3 things from the first half. Second half, he made changes. He put Noni HUGE on, and he took Cole Palmer off, and things just changed. We all of a sudden just started to be a little bit more creative, a little bit more ingenuity, a little bit more fluid with our passing, because Colwell was on as well. And we were a bit more direct. And what was nice to see was we were getting numbers into the box, we were being more direct, and the goal came. And how did the goal came? All of a sudden, we got some options in the middle, right? Tariq George is running around. Defenders are occupied. They've got someone to look after. Nkunku's in the pocket. When he gets the ball, he's got options because George is making runs left, right, and center. For somebody that is meant to like get his head up and look for those runs, when Nkunku plays in that role, he refuses to do it. Beyond me, I don't understand. But Sancho moved to the left. The ball goes to Noni. Noni takes his man on one-on-one. Puts a good cross in. Cross goes over to Sancho. Sancho knocks it to Gusto. Gusto puts it into the danger area. We're putting pressure on. Imagine my shock. You put pressure on. Okay, mistakes happen. The ball flies out to James. He pops a shot off. And guess what happens? One person's not asleep. One person is not asleep. And his name is Tariq George. George runs in for the rebound. Slots it in. Gets a beautiful goal. It is happy days. He runs off. Knee slide. Look what it meant to him. It means more. Look, the Conference League is not everyone's cup of tea. Chelsea shouldn't be in it. I think we all can agree. However, and this is the biggest fact of all, these moments mean a lot for these players. Why do I say that? They mean a lot for these players because they're getting their first Chelsea memories. They're getting opportunities to show Chelsea fans, I'm good enough to be in your team. I'm good enough to be in your team, Enzo Maresca. I'm good enough to be in your team, Todd Bowley. Don't sell me. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people are like, these are boring games. Well, George showed you what it meant to him today. Good runs in behind in the second half. Dangerous. Made a good, got a good goal. Other than that, quiet evening, happy days. The second goal came. Why the second goal came? You got the first one. Pressing became pressing became contagious. Why did the pressing become contagious? Because they've got their wings out, they're all excited, they've got their chests out, they're eager to impress. And guess what happens? All of a sudden, they press well, keeper kicks it long, Reece James headers it down. Who does it go to? It goes to Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho's got a little bit of space in transition. It's not a low block. Picks out Noni Madueke. Loose first touch, but slots it nice and neatly. Other side of the way that keeper dived. 2-0, happy days. Basically game over, right? No. Chelsea actually got some confidence and decided that they're going to be a proper team and go for more goals. And then Legia decided they had to come out on attack because 2-0, they're basically out of time. They started attacking and gaps started appearing. And when gaps appear, Chelsea look a better team. I've always said this. We really struggle against low blocks. Come play us, do it at your mercy because we will punish you. We will create chances. And the reality is, Nkunku picks up the ball, runs, he gets fouled outside of the area, goes to KDH. KDH starts doing some jinkity-majinky, gets past another player, he gets fouled, ref gives 3 penalties, he starts pointing left, right, and center. This guy was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare a fun war. We get the penalty after a VAR check. Nkunku steps up. And when I tell you, I knew he was going to miss, I mean it. Honestly, if I betted, I don't bet, right? I would have put a good amount of money. But I ain't got the guts to bet. I don't like to bet. I always lose. So the reality is, Nkunku took the bet. He took the shot. Good save. When your luck's down, your luck's down. You know that ones. When it's down, it's down. What are you going to do about it? The ball goes out. Their goalkeeper's happy. We recycle the ball. Comes to Sancho. Sancho down the byline. Crosses it in. Noni does the one thing I love wingers to do. He runs into the back post, gets himself that Raheem Sterling tap-in, I call it. You know them ones. When someone crosses it in, Raheem was at that back stick, waiting his whole career to tap it in. Next thing you know, at the end of the season, he's got 15 goals. Genuinely, 3-0, Chelsea absolutely amazing in that second half. For as bad as they were in the first half, in the second half, they really stepped it up and displayed their dominance and their quality. Other notable shout out, Jadon Sancho, 2 assists. Second half, different player to the player that was in the first half. And another person that deserves his segment in my video today, I think, is Josh Achampong. I think Josh Achampong was absolutely unreal today. Josh started at right back. Josh ended up moving to centre midfield. Josh ended up moving from centre midfield back to right back. And he just looked so composed. On the ball, clean, tidy, just looked like he belonged at this level. I know it's the Conference League, but he's 17, 18 years old. Like, he's a kid. And he needs these exposure minutes. He needs these trust minutes. Look, Semenyo embarrassed him. And a lot of people are like, why is Josh not playing? Why is Josh not playing? Because in the Prem, one mistake leads to Semenyo embarrassing. Here, a mistake doesn't lead to that. It leads to a teachable moment. Today, he was perfect. Genuinely perfect. Strong, carried the ball well, broke the lines with his runs, dribbled with the ball well, decent passing. All in all, looked very, very composed. I was very impressed in Josh Achempo. I'm not saying he's the next Ethan Nwaneri. I'm not saying he's the next Miles Lewis-Skelly. I'm not saying he's the next Lamine Yamal. I'm just saying he had a good performance. I'm not gassing him up. I want to praise players when they do well. He done very well. George had a good game. Moheka came on. Amugu came on. They had a little bit of exposure and their trust minutes are building. Another thing I want to say is we kept a clean sheet. Reece James played another game. Kind of want to be positive, guys. My timeline was so negative. Even when we won 3-0. I don't want to be negative. I'm genuinely a positive person. I've got 2 things that have been negative that I want to talk about. There's nothing ugly from today's game because they both go into the bad. The bad, the first half, man. That first half was diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. I could easily put it in the ugly. Because it was boring, it was lackluster, there was no chances. We had the best chance was KDH hitting the ball with his shoulder. We didn't create anything. We didn't overload the box. And it all stems from 2 things. Cole Palmer's confidence is in the mud. He's got nobody moving in front of him, so he's always trying to do something that's not on and is super compact, so it looks even worse when it breaks. I'm getting worried about Cole. Not that Cole's a bad player. It's just, I can see how much is impacting him not having scored or assisted in a minute. I think he done well the other day, but we need him to get a few goals now and get his season running again. Because he's going to be imperative for us to make the Champions League. The second thing was, Nkunku just looks lost, man. I feel so, he's a shadow of the player that he once was. I don't know whether it's the injuries. I don't know whether he's just lost all confidence. I don't know if he's ever going to recover from this again. But that penalty miss was the least of his problems because his overall performance, he looks lost, he looks lazy, he doesn't even celebrate when we score. He just looks like a man that's got a lot of problems. And the last thing he needs to worry about is other people's successes. Do you know them ones? Hey, other people are happy, but big man, I've got problems here. I need to worry about me. That's the vibe he's giving off at the moment. The final thing is, Gusto looked so good in the second half. First half, he looked horrible. And why? It's because he's being asked to do stuff that he can't do. He is not a left inside forward. Tuck in George and keep him left wing back. Let him hold that width. Because in the first half, second half, when he held that width, he crossed it in. And it causes so many problems. You've got what's it called? Sancho holding the width, George holding the width. All of a sudden, you want KDH and Gusto being your 10s and creating stuff. They can't do it. You're just asking for problems and you're asking for people to moan, rightfully so. They're gonna moan because you've got good, competent 10s. Sancho is a competent 10. I'm not saying he's world class. I'm not even saying he's great. I'm saying he's competent. Putting the right back in that position over him is just, in my opinion, is ludicrous. And this is where I understand when people moan about Maresca. I personally think Maresca's a good manager. I do. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's amazing. I think he's good. I think this is what you get from a second year manager. But it is what it is. Listen, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.